It's me again, B. Thank you so much for being here. If you're here this week, I really appreciate it. As you can see, I've taken a shower and done my hair and things. I'm prepared this time. This is not an impulse, but still a little scary. But I'm here and I'm happy to be here. And I'm just so grateful for all that are joining me on this journey. So this week I just wanted to film like a quick introduction. I don't know how quick it's gonna be, but and I also don't really have what I'm gonna say planned here. I'm just gonna flow with the energy because that's what I feel is most natural anyway. And I already know in my mind what I would like to accomplish here, so I'm just gonna roll with it. So just bear with me and keep that in mind as I go with this. But yeah, thank you so much for coming to my channel, Unify. This is something that I've been wanting to do for a really long time, but have been afraid for one reason or another, feeling like I wasn't ready for one reason or another. But the message of stepping fully into my calling as a spiritual advisor and using the skills that I've accumulated up until now to help accomplish that goal has been coming up more and more to the point where I feel like I can no longer ignore that. So I'm showing up for that and I'm just gonna see what happens. I really don't know, what this is gonna turn into, but I do feel really good being in this place and feeling like, I have enough, to share with people, be it, that you're just starting out on your spiritual journey or you're in the midst of it, in the midst of the dark night of the soul, and just looking for somebody who can maybe help guide you through that, or just somebody that you can relate to. I know that really helped me at the beginning of my first Kundalini awakening and spiritual experiences, just being able to see content online of other people who had gone through this before me and who were navigating all these difficult and unprecedented situations where they had to face themselves and face their reality and connect with parts of them that they weren't connected with before, or felt like they were actively pushing away outside of their life. And for me, being able to see that online and feel like I, was not going alone down this pathway. Obviously, there's a lot of isolation in the spiritual journey, but feeling like I was not the only one experiencing that isolation, and that through that isolation comes the growth that we're all looking forward forward to. That really helped me. And, early on I did decide, this is something I want to do after, a certain amount of time spent consuming this content, reading, eventually led to taking classes, led to doing research, led to so many other things that I just never thought I would explore. That I really at this point feel like, I am very much ready to share. So I hope that that made sense, and I hope that if you're watching this and if you watch any of my other content, if you follow me on social media, which I will eventually link here, I'm still trying to figure out what I want, where and how I want it to look, but if you're following me anywhere, I hope that the content that I create is helpful for you. I hope that it helps you to feel seen, understood, have hope for your future, have hope for a positive outcome regardless of how things are looking right now, because I very much know that things can look very bleak, very terrifying, quite frankly, in some cases. But after several years of really sitting in this energy and doing, reflecting back on my entire life and all of my experiences, I really do believe that these things happen for a reason. All these difficult things, challenges in life, and I believe that if we're able to move through that and take what we can from it in a positive light or in a productive light, even if it's, there's not always positive to every situation, but I feel like we can transmute that energy into something positive if we are willing to do the work. And so, yeah, I almost feel like I lost myself here, but or lost my train of thought. But yeah, I just wanted to put that out there, make my intention known. It's really just to be a source of support and knowledge for people who are going through this journey and just looking for that support, information, and a little bit of guidance. And I want to touch on my tarot as well. As far as tarot goes, even channeling, I'll speak to channeling and mediumship. Mediumship is, I feel like, a little like off the side to channeling, but it's still all one and the same. As far as doing energy work and delivering messages to people, these things, I want to this is kind of a disclaimer for anybody who's new to tarot, who's new to readings, or maybe not new, but just maybe doesn't have this specific outlook on it, or hasn't heard this before, that your free will is everything. Regardless of what I say or anybody else tells you, you still have a choice in the matter. This is only to help guide you to the right places, but this is by no means telling you that you have to take my advice, that you have to make any specific choices. It's very important to tune into your own intuition, to tune into your own experiences and inner knowing, and use discernment when making any decisions, especially major decisions within your life. Tarot is just a little guide book for you to say, okay, these are the possibilities for me, and if this is something I do or don't want, how can I get to the thing that I do want? And tarot helps to align you with that. And my direct channeling, I feel like, especially because these are collective readings that I'm doing on this channel, my direct channeling, private messages, mediumship especially, that is a little more specific, a little more like, okay, like maybe try this over here, and let go of that over there. But still, at the end of the day, I always say use discernment. All mediums are not the same. All tarot readers, we're not the same. We all have our own way of reading, of tapping into this energy, of connecting and communicating with spirit. And I think it's really important, as somebody venturing down the spiritual path, that you early on learn to trust yourself and don't give away your power to anybody. So yeah, I felt like that's such a useful disclaimer. I think it's really easy, especially when we're going through difficult times in life, to see these things on the internet and just give it more meaning than maybe it needs to have. Of course, these things that really resonate and speak to your soul and help you feel empowered to make the choices that you've been wanting to make and to build a life that you want for yourself, I think that that's beautiful. But yeah, just flow, and don't beat yourself up, and don't let it rule your life. Just maintain dominion over your life, okay? So yeah, with that said, I really I'm gonna continue doing this. I'm really happy to be here again today. This feels very right and natural for me. And I definitely want to create more content to just spread more awareness about the spiritual journey. Excuse me, I think my hair is in my eye. Spread more awareness about the spiritual journey, what that looks like, different things that you may encounter along your spiritual journey. And this is just based off of my personal experience. Of course, there's so many different things that can happen out there to each of us. And I think, along our spiritual journey, we all have those like very personal, very unique experiences that help us to really ground in that energy and really understand, okay, this is happening to me, for me. And nobody can emulate that for you. That's going to happen for each of us as individuals. But, I do want to help bring guidance and understanding to that experience for people. So, sharing information about things like angel numbers, tarot, channeling, mediumship, tapping into your spiritual gifts, tapping into yourself, connecting with and healing and supporting your inner child, integrating your shadow selves, connecting with your higher self so that you can attain the best possible and highest timeline in reality for yourself. And these are all the things that I, over the years, have spent a lot of time working on and studying. And yeah, I think, there's a lot of people waking up. There's a lot of people who've been waking up, over the course of existence. But I think right now is such a pivotal time where a lot more people are stepping onto this path, and a lot of people, like, people in my circle, people online, are getting the same message of, okay, like, now is the time to wake up and help others wake up. And so I'm stepping into that fully. If you follow me, you know that I have an art business that I kind of just started. It's a baby, but I'm an artist, and I've been spending a lot of time over the past month and a half after resigning from almost 10-year long career in healthcare to focus on these things. And yeah, even though I've been spending all this time working on that and really like diving into my, creative ventures, even still, I'm feeling pulled like, oh, no, go over here. You need to focus on this. So I really feel like this shift or just focus is the right thing. I will continue doing my art. I just want to put that out there. I will continue on that path, but I think that spirituality takes precedence, especially being that my art is based off of my spiritual experiences. So it kind of only makes sense. Like, I really need to spend more time over here so that I can feed into that, so that I can maintain that inspiration and that flow of energy that I can, utilize to create and manifest the things that I want, which is art. So yeah, just a little tweak with that. It's still in the beginning. It's in the infantile stages, really. So if you've seen that, thanks for looking. If you haven't, I'm not surprised. So, but either way, I will be fine-tuning that to make it more spiritual centered, which is something that I've been afraid to do because spirituality is still so taboo. There's so much misinformation out there. There's so many people that I feel like utilize this profession and this curiosity that people currently have in order to manipulate others and to just build a following, to use people to take advantage of people's insecurities and hardships. And that's not what I'm trying to do here. Why am I blanking right now? I think what I was trying to say is that maybe I'll edit this part out. Maybe not. I mean, I feel like this has a little flavor like me just like being here on camera, just raw, and you seeing me happy as brain farts. Super side note, if you don't know me personally, I have ADHD. Among a few other dealies that kind of like zip me out of reality for a second. Not zip me out of reality, but can be a distraction. ADHD is definitely one of those things, and yeah, I try to maintain a flow state when I'm talking and just like get the information out there. I don't know if you perceive me this way, but I feel like I talk fast. I know some people who know me personally will be like, okay, like you're talking really fast. And I think that for me, that's because I know that the train is just gonna like over there. And so I'm like, oh my God, I have to get this out before I lose it. So, just a little tidbit, a little more personal tidbit about me. But yeah, I think what I am getting at here is I really forgot entirely what I was saying about that. But as far as my website goes, which you guys have not seen yet, but I've been working on that in the background for about a month and a half now, centered around my art and spirituality in the background. But I have to flip that. I'm realizing that that needs to be shifted, and spirituality needs to be the central focus of that. And then my art be complementary to that. And I really use my art to heal, to transmute the energy that flows through me, to translate the messages that I get, because frankly some of them just don't translate very well verbally. So it's really important for me to like get that out there the way that I feel really resonates with me and has a deeper purpose and is in service to people. Art is something that I've also always used to kind of escape, to heal, to, again, like I said, express myself, express things that come through that just I'm not able to make sense of any other way. And so that's something else that I've been wanting to do with my art business, is just to spread that awareness of the healing power of art and creativity, even though, even if you don't consider yourself to be artistic or have any creative talent, just tapping into those things that, I think I mentioned this in a post maybe about that, just puts you into a state of flow, where you're not thinking about what you have to do, next day, or, I don't know, your kid's baseball game, your rude boss, just having a moment to yourself where you're able to just disconnect and connect only to like source and channel that energy out into the world. And I think that's so important, especially and just in general, but especially for those of us who have had really traumatic experiences. And I know we all experience trauma, but some of us experience very severe trauma, a lot more trauma than others. And art is one of the best ways, just the arts are the greatest ways in order to heal that. And I think if you're here on this channel, if you're on a spiritual journey, that probably resonates with you, because a lot of us don't tap into this energy, don't venture into the unknown unless we're coming from something that has been traumatic and no longer works. And so we're looking for something totally new. We tried a ton of other things and it just hasn't worked for us. And so here we are, just like, okay, spirituality, I'll give you a try. And it's all magic from there. I mean, it's not, a spiritual journey is not just magic and rainbows. It really is something that you have to be devoted to. You have to be not ready for. I don't think most of us are ready for what it actually entails, looking at ourselves and our shadows and all of that. But yeah, I am losing my train of thought again. So maybe for me, maybe that's just a sign that I've been going on too long about this. I told y'all, I didn't know how quick this is gonna be. So I'm definitely gonna put like in the description of this video, like how to skip ahead to the reading. You definitely don't have to listen to all of this. But if you did, I thank you. I do think at this time I need to move on into the reading, because that's what I came here for in the first place. I just wanted to kind of give you guys a heads up of the direction that I'm leaning into, and if that sounds interesting to you, definitely continue to follow me, and I'll post more content about these things, and hopefully that will be of service to you and helpful for your journey. And I'm going to try to be as honest as possible. I do have some apprehension about this, and I'm definitely going to leave out certain details because of, I just don't feel comfortable putting certain details of my personal life out, onto the internet. But I will be as open and honest with you guys as possible so that you can get the full benefit of, receiving this information. I feel like that really adds to it, and for me, justifies the choice to take this path, which is a difficult but beautiful path, I think. So yeah, thank you again. I'm like looking at how long this video is and thinking, am I gonna make it an intro or its own daily? I think it can be an intro. I'm pretty sure I just had my camera on while I was like setting up and like trying to figure out how I wanted everything set up. So I'm pretty sure I can cut like probably 10-15 minutes off of this bad boy, but if not, I don't know, we'll see. But thank you again. I appreciate you being here. I'm B. My channel is Unify. And yeah, I'm gonna get into the reading for the week. See you there. Bye. Okay. Thank you, God, for a new day, for a new week, for a new opportunity to stand further in your light. I really appreciate you being here today. I'm asking you to clear this deck of cards so that I may channel for the collective for the week ahead. If you could please allow only your pure and trustworthy messages to come through these cards. Please allow me to see, hear, feel, and know the messages that you have for us. May these messages be clear and easy to understand and bring forth blessings to all who are involved. Thank you, thank you. Same to you, darling deck. Thank you so much, God, for being here. What a blessing it is to stand in your presence. May you bring love and light to this reading and only allow your pure and trustworthy messages to come through today. Please allow this reading to be easy to understand and clear, as well as bring clarity and blessings to all who are involved. Thank you, thank you. Dear God, thank you so much for being here today. I really appreciate it. Please allow only your pure and trustworthy messages to come through these cards today. May I please see, hear, feel, know, understand these messages for the collective for the week ahead. May this reading bring blessings to all who are involved. Thank you. Dear God, thank you for allowing only your pure and trustworthy messages to come through these decks of cards today. Please allow me to see, hear, feel, know, understand these messages for the collective for the week ahead. I ask that you make this clear and as easy as possible for everybody to understand and align us with our highest and best good. Thank you so much. And now my new baby. Dear God, thank you for being here today. Please allow only your pure and trustworthy messages to come through these cards. And thank you so much for delivering these cards into my hands. I feel very connected to them. If you can please make it easy for me to see, hear, feel, know, and understand the messages that come through. Please allow them to be very clear and bring clarity and guidance forth to those who need this message today. May this reading bring blessings and only blessings to all who consume it today. I thank you for being here once more. And I also call in my angels, guides, spirit family to assist through this reading. If there's any channeled message that needs to come through today, I'm really feeling called to include a channeled message separate from the tarot, but maybe direct from spirit family of somebody out there who may reach this reading and need to hear that. I call you in and I welcome you here today to stand in my light and my presence in order to deliver that message. And I thank you for being here as well. Thank you, collective. Thank you, divine consciousness. I really appreciate it. And now, let's do it. All right. Hey guys, I did go ahead and include my clearing of my decks. I like to, I mean, I don't know if you probably couldn't see me shuffling these off camera, but I shuffled all of them and cleansed them. And now I'm rethinking whether or not I should include that part because you couldn't even see it. Like, how interesting is that, listening to me just like chant in the background for 3-5 minutes or whatever. But I did just clear all of these decks individually. I shuffled them. I just set the intention to receive the highest and best messages for anybody who watches this. My readings are always intended to align people with their highest and best good, to bring forth blessings, to clarity, guidance, to the human experience for anybody who is watching this. So yeah, I just went through and prayed over all of my decks, set that intention, cleared any stagnant energy, any remnants of energy from past readings, and just from the week. And over here, I have a new deck that I just got. It is the Seed and Sickle Oracle, and I love it. I haven't used it technically. I've just kind of like peeped at the cards and the book. But I just got this weekend. I had a great weekend for the most part. But I spent my day Saturday connecting with a couple of girlfriends of mine. We went to the Edgar Cayce Center. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but it's a metaphysical center centered around spirituality, of course, and they have a wonderful gift shop where they have a really nice selection of tarot and oracle decks. So we went there, and we each tuned in and picked out a deck for ourselves, and then had a nice time on the beach together, just cleansing and connecting. But yeah, I felt really, really called to this. It's funny, one of the friends I was with, she picked it up and showed it to me and was like asking me questions about it, and I wasn't attracted to it in that instance. I thought it was interesting, but I kept looking. But then like I went back through the shelf for probably like the 15th time, and I finally picked this box up, and it just felt so right. It feels like an extension of my body. And that's how a deck should feel. It should feel like an extension of you. So yeah, I kind of want to show you guys this a little bit more. Just because what's really interesting to me about this is these dual guidebooks. Where did I put them out? Right here. Okay, so we have a Dusk and Dawn guidebook centered around two different things. And this is actually what my friend was showing me. She was like, whoa, what is this? And I was like, oh, that's very interesting. It just didn't register. But now that I have it, I'm like, oh my God, this is so cool. It was cool at first, but like it's even cooler now that it's in my possession. So yeah, I'm going to go with the Dawn guidebook today. It's perfect for starting a new project, building a new relationship, or focusing on revitalizing yourself. And that's the kind of energy I'm going with today. But there's the Dusk book also. It's for when you're looking for guidance on how to best take care of your body and mind. So in later readings down the road, and of course in like personal one-on-one readings, I'll definitely be diving into this book whenever it feels more appropriate. But I just wanted to show that because it's really cool. I think that that's pretty unique. I've not seen another tarot or oracle myself that includes two different books like this. Of course, you know, if you read tarot, if you're familiar with tarot, you know that the cards have dual meaning. Well, really multiple meanings anyway, but they have like a light side and a shadow side. But this took like a little bit of a different turn on that. So I'm really interested and excited to dive into this deck and just see what is going to happen with that. I'm probably just going to draw one card because I, again, have not used it yet, and I don't want to like, you know, rush into it. I really would like to take my time and familiarize myself with that. But yeah, I just wanted to share that. If you're into tarot, it's a really cool deck. So yeah, anyway, I've already shuffled these cards, but I told you guys last week, I'm going to tell you again, I like to shuffle it while I'm reading again anyway. It just kind of helps me really tune into the energy. So I am tuning into the energy for the week ahead. I'm going to read this the same way I did last week. I'm going to use my traditional Rider-Waite Tarot deck to just lay out the week ahead and the overall energy of it. And then I'll pull a single oracle card from my Threads of Fate Empyrean deck just to see what that says. Actually, these are more like, is this technically tarot? No, this is an oracle deck. There's only 44 cards in there. Okay. So yeah, my Threads of Fate oracle card deck, I'm going to pull from there also to just add a little flavor to the energy of the week. After that, I will draw from my Angel tarot card. This is centered around archangels, and that will tell you what actions to take this week to best align you with what you're seeking, what you need. And then from there, I'm going to say it now at the beginning of the video. I will be asking a question or just tuning into the collective questioning and providing an answer using this oracle deck here. And since this is also an oracle, I'm going to use this. This Seed and Sickle deck is centered around plants, and there's so much symbology around plants, metaphysically and spiritual speaking, but also physically in the outer world. There's so many benefits. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Some technical difficulties here with my computer and my camera, but I'm back in action here. I was letting you guys know about this Seed and Sickle deck, just that I was very excited to use it, and hopefully that brings a little more clarity to whatever question that you guys ask, and the answer that we get here at the end of the reading. And also, before I went, I was shuffling this deck here and just letting you guys know that I like to shuffle my decks, even though I already cleared all of these and shuffled them during the clearing. I like to shuffle during the reading again. It just helps me to tune better into the energy. And another thing that I like to do sometimes when I'm shuffling, just to do like a quick answer, is to just lift up the deck and see the card that's on the bottom. And I just noticed while I was shuffling and looking at the camera here that the Knight of Swords was on the bottom. And whenever I see a card on the bottom of the deck, other than like a quick answer, like in this particular case where I'm reading the energy for the week ahead, I look at it as the underlying energy. It's under the deck. So the underlying energy of this week is the Knight of Swords. Knights in the tarot are the defenders of their suit. The air, or the swords, are associated with the element of air, which is our thoughts. And with this, I'm getting to listen to the thoughts that you're having as far as like what direction to take when it comes to a certain choice. And like for some reason, I'm getting that this is like centered around career. This feels like a career thing. It could be for relationships or your health or your finances or anything else, but like I'm really getting strong indication of this having to do with career, so I'm going to roll with that. It's just saying to charge forth with those ideas that you have. They may be unorthodox, uncommon. People might think that it's crazy, but you are the only person who knows what's best for you. If you have a specific unique talent or expertise, it is time to take action without any further delay. The suit of air is the fastest suit in the tarot, and you can see right here that this horse is just like charging forth, like super fast, and the knight is ready to go, ready to defend his honor. And I feel like we need to be that way too when it comes to building our dreams and bringing them into this reality out of our mind and out of our spirit. Not being ruthless, but really standing up for the things that you believe in. And knowing that regardless of what other people think, you're the only person who knows what's really best for you. And if you're getting this inkling that you need to take a certain action centered around your career or, any of those other things I mentioned, relationship, finances, whatever, now is the time to do that without any further delay. Be a risk taker. But also, if you notice here, the horse is kind of looking back, which I wouldn't recommend anybody do while they're running, especially like full speed ahead running. So for me, that's just a message of making sure that we're paying attention as we're going through this process. Of course, move forward now, take action now. It doesn't mean it all has to be done today. It just means that if you haven't started, or you started and you stopped, or anything like that, today you got to pick it back up and you got to keep moving forward, because right now the energy is perfect to bring you quickly toward the things that you're trying to manifest if you put the time and effort into bringing it into a reality. So I feel like this is the underlying energy, and it does, again, feel like it has to do with career. This was just random. I felt like, when I saw this, I had to mention it. So here we go. And with that, I'm going to dive back into just overall the general energy of the week, and I'm going to take Mr. Knight of Swords here and just put him aside. Okay, so Spirit. I've already shuffled and cleared these decks. I think I mentioned that before. My computer timed out, and then I rolled over the cord to my tripod and knocked it over, and all that fun jazz that you guys did not see, won't see, all that junk. I'm just going to shuffle these a little closer to myself so that I don't drop them on the floor. One popped out. Oh my gosh, struggle much. I'm not bending these cards because of what they're made out of a pretty nice bendable material, I honestly think. But like, I've gotten so used to shuffling hand over hand because of these gigantic decks that I really don't have a choice but to shuffle hand over hand with that. I just do that. So yeah, the card that fell out is the Star. I really love that. That's a good card. That's wish fulfillment. That is pouring back into yourself. And there's 7 stars surrounding a large star, technically 8 in total. 7 is a number of planting seeds for your future. Oh, I feel that. Is it that or that? 7 is a number of planting seeds for your future, and 8 is a number of mastery, unlimited potential. So I think that that is cool. We're tapping into that this week. I think it's these 2 right here. And I'm feeling a little bit more charged. Let's get... If you didn't watch my last video, like, I'm such an untraditional... I feel like I don't read tarot, like I don't do specific spreads. I've tried them, and they're fine. They're fun. But I find that just reading intuitively and getting any cards that come out, as many cards that come out, gives the most accurate picture of what we're going through. So I just do that. Oh, yes, collective. This is so sweet. Oh my gosh, my whole body is like, oh, lit up from seeing this. Okay, so we're doing good this week. Don't forget about Mr. Nice Words over here, though. Gotta go after your stuff. Gotta trust yourself. Forget what everybody else says and thinks. You know what's best. But with that said, I'm going to set him aside and we're just going to look at these because this is so exciting. Okay, so we already have the Star over here. The Star is about wish fulfillment, taking a balanced approach to life. You can see kind of similar to the Temperance card. There's 1 foot in the water, 1 on land, which speaks to just being balanced, honoring the things that you feel while also staying grounded. And she's pouring into the water and she's also pouring it back onto the land. So like pouring, for me right now, this is just saying like pouring back into yourself and taking care of yourself. Taking care of the things that you wish to have and accomplish in your life. And the Star just says that these things that you are giving your time to and focusing on are going to be to your benefit. And ooh, I'm realizing now that YouTube has new rules, so I need to cover up Miss Star here. Sorry, it's pretty annoying, but no boobies for you. But yeah, I think that that's great. Tapping back into that energy. And then we have the 10 of Pentacles, which is such a great card. So Pentacles are the suit of the element of earth, and they represent our foundations, earthly possessions, our finances, our career, our family. And the 10 of Pentacles talks about being I mean, the King of Pentacles would be like more the master, but being in a place where you finally reach the things that you want for yourself. Like if you look at this card, it's not only are there 10 pentacles, which means overcoming a challenge, ending a cycle is more like a 9, but overcoming a challenge, and yeah, closing out a chapter and entering into a new one would be more like the 10s. And this is just, you can see here we have this happy couple in the background. We have this elderly man who's draped in these like extravagant robes, surrounded by his dogs. Like it looks like he's living in a castle somewhere, surrounded by all this wealth and abundance. And it just talks about reaching that place in our life where we finally feel like we have all the things that we need. We have good relationships, we have financial stability, we have a happy home and a happy life. Creating intergenerational wealth is what I'm getting right here with this child in the background. And just finally having that stability that we all crave in our life. And I feel like whatever it is that we're working toward, again, this really feels career centered. whatever it is that we're working toward, oh my gosh, focus, can bring us to this. And it feels like with just the overall collective energy of these 4 cards here, well, the 5 cards here, it really feels like we're right here, whatever you're working on. If you stay focused and you balance your energy, you'll get all the things that you want. Breaking down the 3 of Pentacles, I already said Pentacles are the suit of earth, balance, foundations, finances, career. With the 3 of Pentacles, this talks about partnership. This talks about receiving recognition or people seeking you out for information, you being considered an expert on a matter. And you can kind of see here with the dynamic and positioning of these 3 gentlemen here. There's one up on his little pedestal explaining something, perhaps the 3 Pentacles, and how to achieve that level of I want to say enlightenment. I don't know. That's not like the technical meaning of this, but it's just like on the tip of my tongue, so I'm just going to roll with it. And people looking to this person who actually appears significantly younger too. So maybe you're like wise beyond your years and you're not giving yourself enough credit for the things that you know how to do, that you know about, the skills that you've spent your time building. Maybe you don't see yourself as somebody who deserves recognition for these things, but I'm seeing here, like, and just even in this energy, like, just getting the message right now, like, it's time for you to step up and forget about all this, forget about the social norms, forget about people being older than you and supposedly wiser than you, and just understand that what you have is very unique and valuable, and that if you're willing to step into this power and to step up to what's meant for you, people are going to start to recognize that. Just like you already do. They're going to see it. And they're going to want to partner with you too. They're going to see it and they're going to want some. So I think this is a great week again to really just stand up for that and not worry about what other people are thinking. Oh my gosh, can I pick it up? Yes, I can. Okay. Yeah, this is beautiful so far. And then we have the Magician, and I love that I got this card. So I already mentioned earlier on, I think before I knocked over the camera and all that jazz, that I went to the beach with some friends this weekend, and we went and got new decks. One of my friends, she is a professional tarot reader. Also, she's a Reiki master. She wrote a book on tarot, which I will definitely feature. I'm going to feature that somewhere, I think. Yes, I think people need to see it if you're a beginner. But yeah, anyway, she gave us readings on the beach. It was really nice. And we also went to a cafe after the fact, and she gave us another reading, a more specific reading. And this card came out for me both times. And so I'm just sitting here, bathing in the awesomeness that is synchronicity and being like, oh my god, the Magician again. Anyway, yeah, the Magician is a major arcana card, and it talks about using all that you have available to you to achieve the things that you want. If you look at the Magician card, you can see that he has one of each thing from the 4 suits. He has a wand in his hand. Oh no, there's a wand on the table. But he has a magic wand in his hand, separate from the suit of wands. And then there's a sword, a cup, and a pentacle here. And then surrounded by this lush garden. It's talking about that lush manifestation energy, tapping into natural resources. It says too that you have everything that you need. So like, that doesn't have to be something physical. It could be your intellect. It could be your experience. It could be in the physical sense. It could be certain skills where you're able to build something or share something with the world around you that will help benefit and lift them up, help benefit you and lift you up. Your sense of presence alone sometimes can be an excellent manifester. People might see something in you that you don't see, and I'm really feeling like I was really supposed to say that, especially like thinking back at this like Three of Pentacles. This energy right now is just talking about like untapped potential, unseen potential, hiding out, and other people seeing in you what you don't see. But yeah, with the Magician, it just says that you already have everything you need, and you're perfectly capable of creating the reality that you want for yourself. As you know, you just may have to look at the things that you have available to you in a different light, shift your perspective, and maybe even like I'm getting to spend more time maybe focusing on what it is that you actually want, and then putting a plan in place for it. Yeah, and that resonates too with this Knight of Swords energy. Just making sure that, yeah, you're charging forward and you're going after the things that you want, and that you're not putting, you're not procrastinating too much. You're not putting all these limitations on yourself, but also making sure that you are taking action in an organized and informed way. And organized, I say loosely, because you also have to be adaptable when doing certain things. I feel like all things, you know, lots of things in life happen unexpectedly, no matter how much we try to plan ahead for it. So it's really just saying, like, just to build yourself a general roadmap, but if something changes, being adaptable to those changes so that you are able to continue to move forward and you don't get stuck in that energy when something doesn't work out, which is also something that came up this weekend now that I'm thinking about it. So I think that's very interesting. But with the Magician, it's saying that you're perfectly capable. And so overall for this week, I'm getting that you're revising, you're really looking at what you want for yourself. And I think it's so interesting too that this Ten of Pentacles is right here in this center. It's like you're really looking at what you want your future to look like, what that entails. What do you want your career to be? What's your family to look like? Where do you want to live? What lifestyle would you like to be living? And how can you get there? How can you balance and plan and use your resources and make partnerships and utilize your time in order to get here? And I think that this week there's just a major focus on those things. And I think that whatever it is that you choose is going to be the right thing for you. I think it's really important to know, and I say this a lot, that any failure is just a lesson. And anytime you make a choice, no matter what happens, if you followed your intuition and you followed your heart, you made the right choice for you. And anything that happens after you've made that choice is just a lesson to help align you even closer to what's meant for you, to put you even more centered on that path toward the things that you desire. Yeah, and there's a lot of, there's pentacles. I mean, pentacle. Yeah, this talks about, there's so much about your foundations and strengthening those. And community is coming through, just looking at these two cards, the Ten of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles, just your community. How can you reach out to your community and connect with your community to help you achieve these things? Is there something that you've been wanting to do that you've been not focusing on or putting off because maybe you're afraid that you're not what people are looking for. I'm feeling that you feel like you're not what people are looking for. I'm so sorry for that noise in the background. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but somebody is doing something that I don't know down the street. Sounds like construction, so I'm sorry for that. But yeah, this looks like letting that go. It looks like I'm getting you're exactly what people are looking for. And if you would just stop hiding out, and if you would just stop doubting yourself, you would reach this in no time. I'm getting that so strongly, chills down my body. Like, you would reach this in no time, especially with this Knight of Swords. Like, it's like the moment you make this decision, the moment you put yourself out there, you are like setting yourself up to get everything you ever wanted. and it's coming through so strong. So if you're listening to this and this resonates, like I really advise you to, you know, like take that into consideration and like really look at your fears too. Where are your fears holding you back? And with the Knight of Swords too, that also kind of like goes into that energy, because with the swords, a lot of the swords cards just as a suit are more of the like negative shadow side of the tarot. And it talks about limiting beliefs, for the most part, just being broken down by the things that we believe about ourselves, the limitations that we put on ourselves based on societal norms, based on things that our parents told us, our friends told us, the things that we see our friends accomplish, and we think, oh, well, I want that, and really, you know, that's not for you. But it makes you feel inadequate and less than, and it's time to release those thoughts and charge forward with things that are really for you. And I think a great exercise to do to help with that is something that I've done, because I've definitely struggled with limiting beliefs my whole life, sometimes way worse than other times, but something that really helped me was to get a journal and write down all the things that I feel like are holding me back. Like, for example, if it's finances, I feel like a lot of people have a lot of limiting beliefs around finances or about becoming wealthy specifically. You might feel like you have an okay relationship with money and that you can live like, you know, a happy, okay, middle-class life. But when it comes to wealth, for some reason, a lot of us feel like we're not deserving of that. There's no way we can reach that. And then we start to tell ourselves we don't want it because we feel like we can't attain it. But it's time to shift those beliefs and like get to the root of why we feel these ways, why we're choosing to set aside the things that we actually want in exchange for believing that we can't have them or don't deserve them. And writing down, okay, I'm sorry, I got away from the exercise of just like boom, getting all this information, but like the exercise, for example, when it comes to limiting beliefs about money, like something as simple like, you know, I don't deserve to be wealthy because blah, 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 blah. You can switch it around and just write the opposing thought. What's the total opposite of the thing that you believe about yourself, your skills, your career, your desires, your finances, how you look, who you are, your friend circle, what you want out of family, like writing down all of the negative things that you think and believe about these areas of your life and anything else that you discover that you feel like needs to be remapped, and writing the opposite. I'm deserving of wealth and abundance. I can create wealth and abundance for myself. Money loves me. Money is attracted to me. You know, good people are wealthy. I think that's something that I've struggled with as far as like wealth, attraction and abundance, especially living in this world. You know, you see so many wealthy, powerful people doing really messed up, messy things. And for me, that's a deterrent to becoming wealthy, perceiving that wealthy people use and abuse others, perceiving that majority of wealthy people are not good people, and that, you know, if I were to level up into this class, I'm going to have to be surrounded by all these bad people. That's not the case. That's not the case. So rewriting that, you know, there's good people who are wealthy. There's good people who, you know, they give their life to others via their wealth. They open foundations. They are huge on philanthropy. They go overseas or, you know, to different islands, and they you know, they give back to restoration projects and back to their homelands and the communities, and they advocate for clean water. And, you know, there's so many different things, and it's just about tapping into whatever it is that is important to you and reframing those negative thoughts into something positive that can help you get to the things that mean the most to you. I hope that makes sense. And if you try that exercise, let me know how it goes. I've done it for a few different areas of my life, and it has really helped me to reprogram my subconscious beliefs about a lot of different things that were holding me back. So yeah, that's the overall energy of the week. It's tapping into what you really want, saying no thank you to anything that you don't want, and standing up for it after you make the decision, going full speed ahead and not allowing anyone or anything to deter you. And that just is going to lead, like, it's going to, like, look at this. It's going to lead you right to where you want to be. It is. It just is. And again, like I want to say too, a timing of the tarot, when it comes to these weekly readings, it may not all happen like this week. Okay, this week you finally started your business and now you're a billionaire on Friday. That's not how it works. It's about planting the seed. And I talked about sevens. When I saw the star, there's 7 white stars on this card. There's 7 white stars on this card. And this immediately made me think about the 7 of Pentacles. And it's funny too, because the next cards were Pentacle. So I feel like that was totally meant to be. But it reminded me of the 7 of Pentacles. And that card, it shows a man over a bush that he's planted. And he's got 6 pentacles still hanging on the bush. The pentacles represent like fruit that's been born from a seed, and then he has one that he's taken, and he's just taken just enough to get by for the time being, and he's just standing there admiring his pentacle bush and all the work that he's put into it, knowing that it's going to eventually be time to harvest that fruit that he's planted for himself, and that harvest is going to bring him closer to the abundance that he's seeking. And that might not be financial abundance or financial abundance alone. It could be a financial abundance, of course, but it could be an abundance of knowledge, an abundance of support, an abundance of love, an abundance of security. It could be an abundance of a lot of different things. But yeah, I just thought that was interesting that I was drawn to the 7. And just as far as energy works with the tarot, it's not like this is just going to happen overnight for you, but it's about planting the seeds now and knowing that whatever it is that you're planning for yourself now is going to bear fruit. And bringing that to the 8 right here too. 8 is a symbol, and this infinity here on the Magician. 8 is a symbol of infinite abundance. So, I think if this resonates for you, I hope that you take that chance on yourself, and I hope that you believe in yourself, and I hope that you, get the things that you need. Listen to yourself. So yeah, with that, I'm going to jump into the Empyrean. I just want to draw a card from here. Let's see what this adds to this. I won't be surprised if it has Pentacle energy or Wand energy about it, as far as forward movement and manifesting the things that we want into reality. I feel this one right here. What'd I say? Attract. And it has a lion on it. Strength. It talks about having the strength to move forward. I'm going to read this from the book for you guys, like I did last time, because again, this is a fairly new deck that my husband just got me a couple months ago, so I'm still familiarizing myself with it. But yeah, this is talking about attracting the things that we want. And part of attracting the things that we want is putting ourselves out there. Like, for example, you want to work with a certain company, or you want to land a certain dream job. You have to put yourself and your skills out there in order for them to even know that you exist and contact you, for you to be a part of that experience. You can't just build all these skills and hide out in your house and da-da-da. And trust me, I know that. I definitely am very much an extroverted introvert. So I love my me time, and I love, if I could spend forever in my house and maybe people come visit me from time to time, if I had a really nice house with a garden in it and all that stuff, I would be perfectly content. I genuinely think I would, but we can't live our life like that. That's not balanced. But yeah, this talks about, for me, this is almost, oh my gosh, this is almost the same message here, as far as, it's not Magician is talking about you using everything that you have to your advantage to get what you want, to get where you want, and then this card feels very similar energy. And I'm trying to look here at it, if there's checkerboard. There's not. There's mountain ranges in the back, and it looks like there's 2 angels there off to the side. And it's so interesting that we got this same symbolism, because last week we got the card Earth, and it had a lion on it sitting in front of a portal with wings, and it talks, lion is a symbol of strength, of really taking your power back. It was you see, it's aligned with a mane. So being a leader of your own life, and standing strong for the things that you believe in, for the things that you want for yourself, and not allowing other people to shift that for you, to knock you off course. For me, this just further validates not only this message here, but last week's message. It's almost like stepwise the next card, it feels like. So I think that's really interesting, and I also think it's interesting that I don't know how well you can see kind of on the edge here these mountain ranges, but I talked about mountains in the last reading, and that just being symbolic for overcoming a challenge, taking maybe a long, strenuous journey, but then reaching the peak of something and being able to see out over the horizon. And I think it's so interesting that there's mountains here, but they're barely visible and they're so far away. It's almost like you're standing at the summit of the last mountain right now, looking out over to the horizon, just infinite possibility. And you can kind of see, okay, yeah, there might be some challenges coming up, but it's far away from you now. And right now is a time to focus on the infinite potential that you now have after overcoming the last thing. Knowing that there's not going to be another huge challenge for a little while. Not to say that you won't experience any other challenges in your life, because obviously that's not the case for any of us, but just to say that whatever it is that you're just now overcoming that was very difficult is in the past, and that you have this vast, like it's almost like a valley with mountains, like you can barely see it. I'll show you the book in a minute, but you just have this vast open world available to you right now. And you can attract anything that you want. Whatever it is that you want. Again, go after it. Go after it. And I'm going to get the book really quick. Oop. Oh, right. Preemptive. I set them aside right here. This book is so interesting, or rather this deck is so interesting. So none of the cards are numbered. And then the book has a definition. It's like the index has it, I guess, in alphabetical order, which, okay, I guess makes sense now after saying out loud that they're not numbered. Alphabetical order seems to make the most sense, but yeah. Ooh, let me just show you guys this. 69. Don't think I'm a creep, but this is like my ultimate angel number. Sixes and 9. 6 is the number for balance, and 9 is the number for end of the cycle, and together it means whoa, blank moment again. If you watch my intro, you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, for me, seeing those numbers, particularly together, not just 69, but 96, 619, 269, whatever, however it varies, that means a lot to me. That, for me, is a huge sign that there's a lot of potential, that you're on the right path, that you're being guided and supported spiritually. Even if you don't feel like it, can't see it, your guides are always with you, helping to make the path a little bit easier for you. Of course, we all have karmic lessons that we have to learn, so we can't be saved from everything, but know that even through those difficult experiences, you're not alone, and that you're being aided in how to navigate through those situations. So that's what 69 means to me, TLDR, and so many other things that I would have to look up in my phone. But that's what I'm getting right now, and I always think that that's very interesting whenever I see that number. So yeah, I'm just going to show this picture from the book. Oop. Flying a plane. Here we go. That's the picture. All right. So attract. To attract is to enter the spiral dance. Contrary to what many viral online creators will tell you, to attract, to be aligned, is to decide to live in a construction site. It is not nearly as one-dimensional as it seems and extends far beyond the vision board. When we begin to focus on what we want, we are often first met with what we don't. We open the door only to find an old pattern staring us in the face. It's our first temptation. We may want to feed it because it feels comfortable and familiar, but the magic is in letting it starve. It is only closing the door in its face and saying, I don't know what will happen next, but I know I want something different. We may then move a bit closer to what we want, but not quite. We may toy with it, letting it play out until we cut it loose and move on again. Each step is moving us closer to our true desire, the experience we really want to have. It's not a straight line, so we do not get discouraged when you engage in energies that, It's not a straight line, so do not get discouraged when you engage in energies that feel lower than what you want to have. Trust yourself enough to know when to stop. We must let ourselves get reborn again and again in this process, so do not expect to arrive. You will fall and skin your knees, but get up and keep smiling. The key to attracting is play. Let yourself enjoy the game. Come alive in the dance while still stretching toward the stars. And this particular deck also, sorry, I kind of just skipped right ahead, but it has music. There we go. So yeah, if you like listening to music, if you're human, maybe look up this song. I've found that it's really interesting. I think that's really cool if they include that. But yeah, I think this message for attract, this is all just like making sense. This is all going together. And I really feel like, we're all meant to just let go of the stuff that we know is not for us and step into what we actually want. Stop making excuses. Stop letting other people stop us. Stop thinking we're not enough. None of it's true. None of it's true. None of it's worth our time anymore. We don't have time anymore. It's time to go. Okay? So next, what action can we take? Let's go ahead and ask this giant tarot deck. What actions can we take? I mean, I know I already spoke a lot about, trying to let go of limiting beliefs, trying to make sure I shovel these more like on camera. And stepping more into the things that we want. Really looking at what we have to offer. But let's get more specific, Spirit. What can we do to step into this reality? Where can we go from here, knowing that a change needs to be made? You. You. And you. What is up with this energy, Angie? Okay. Ooh, hold up. I might be tripping, but I'm gonna go with it. I felt those cards. I'm gonna see what they say, and if they don't resonate, I'm not even gonna put that out there because I feel like they will. Okay. We have Knight of Water, Three of Earth. Oh my gosh, look at how balanced. 3, 4, 2, King, Knight. Pentacles all over the place. This is dope. Okay. I think it's this is very clearly about our foundations, our family structure, our finances, our career, and balance, because I'm just looking at the star card of this, again, with the feet in the water and on the earth, the pouring of the water onto the earth to nourish it, to provide life to this garden that this person is growing for themselves. All these pentacles appear, and then we have earth down here, which again is pentacles energy, or the suit of pentacles. It's just depicted a little differently in this deck. We have this card that we got last week, the Knight of Water. So that's really interesting also. So So yeah, just off the bat, just looking at this, just because there's the kind of balanced energy, even just looking at this one because it's blue, and if I just throw it on right there, it's just talking about balancing your emotions with your responsibilities and your finances and your life and your career choices. The suit of water is also about intuition. So listening to your intuition, trusting that, even if it's scary, even if it doesn't quite make sense, know that that voice is there to guide you in the right direction. And I've found throughout my own experience and a lot of very like crazy experiences that like that voice is very, very real. A lot of experiences I've had where I was in a difficult spot and I really did not know what to do, and I just went with what my inner voice said, and it led me to the most beautiful things that I've been wanting for myself and just had no idea how to attain them, fell into my lap during the most difficult parts of my life just because I listened to my intuition. So I'm huge on that. I'm a big believer in that. I think intuition is so important. I think it's so important to understand and recognize what your inner voice sounds like. Sometimes it's not a voice, sometimes it's a feeling. Sometimes it's just a knowing. I think it's very important for us to listen to that. So, yeah, with that said, I guess that's another part of what you need to do here with this night. And this king. Kings of the suits are the masters. So you have the king of water. Being a master of your emotions, of your intuition. With the kings too, that's masculine energy. So I'm just again getting that message of balance, because like queens and like empress energy, that kind of thing, really talks about the feminine and very nurturing energy, sometimes more emotionally tuned in energy, whereas kings and the emperor, that's the masculine, and that talks more about that very like thought focused energy, more like I won't say objective, but just not nurturing energy. But because this is the king of water, it's almost like you're very balanced in both. It's like you are very in tune with your emotional self. You're very in tune with your intuition. But you're also very practical and grounded, and you know what the right choices are for you. So I feel like that, if anything, is just validation that whatever it is that you're thinking, is the right thing for you. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, let's see here. Let me just really tune into these cards and see what I am getting here. We have the Knight of Water, the 3 of Earth, 4 of Earth, and 2 of Earth. So, right off the bat, this 3 of Pentacles is back here in your action card. So what you need to do right now, this week, is to make that choice to step up into your own personal power, put yourself out there, make partnerships, allow yourself to be seen, allow yourself to be recognized, recognize your own power, and own that power. Wow, I just got like dizzy for a second. Yeah, own that power is what I'm getting. Like stepping up and being seen and recognized for the things that you've accomplished, your experience. And these cards are so beautiful. Like, this is so beautiful right here. It's got a little fairy that kind of alludes back to the Magician card. Butterflies are a symbol for rebirth after a difficult time, which kind of speaks to that overall message that I said earlier about you know, reaching the peak of a summit of a challenge. And it's kind of a similar thing. There's a valley here and there's mountains in the background, so I think that's interesting. You're at the summit of the last experience, and you are ready to put yourself out there, utilizing that past experience, those skills, that knowledge that you gained, in order to create the reality that you want. The butterfly is a symbol. Again, the caterpillar transforming from a caterpillar into the butterfly is a very uncomfortable experience. The caterpillar does not know what's happening during that experience. It just instinctually, it follows its intuition. It builds itself a chrysalis or a cocoon, and it chills in there, and then it comes out more beautiful than ever, being able to reach brand new heights because it can fly now. And I'm getting, you can fly now. And we've even got with all of these Earth in this deck is the fairies, but I just think that that's so interesting. We've got the butterfly and the fairies, and that feeling of you can take flight. You're at the top of the summit, just jump off. You're ready. You don't have to jump off, but you're ready to really step into that unknown territory, something very new for you. And it's going to be beautiful. And with 4 and 2 of Pentacles, 2 is always just a number about being balanced. So I think that's interesting. We got a 2, and then we have the star here, just the symbology of that. And with the Magician with one arm up and one arm down. This is a symbol of as above, so below, but it's also a symbol of being balanced, balancing your energy. So I think that that's so interesting that we have 2. It's just talking about making balanced choices, and specifically 2 of Pentacles talks about balancing your finances, just prioritizing the things that need to happen first financially so that you can accomplish the next thing in a way that makes sense for you personally, and only you know that. Yeah, it just talks about really organizing your time, and I'm getting to with this Knight of Swords, I'm kind of just drawn back over here in relation to the Pentacles, not only organizing your time, but yeah, just really emphasis on getting your thoughts together. What are you thinking about all day? Do you spend all of your time thinking about the things that you wish were no longer present in your reality, or do you spend time planning for the reality that you want? Don't allow yourself to get paralyzed by how much you have to do to get to where you want, and just start. That's what I'm getting. So yeah, we got a lot of parallel, oh my gosh, you're just spinning all around. We got a lot of parallel energies, complementary energies here. I think that that's so interesting that this 3 of Pentacles came out twice again. It's just such strong emphasis on foundations and on putting yourself out there, on manifesting the things that you want for yourself. And then the 4 of Pentacles. 4 of Pentacles talks about, it also talks about balanced energy, but it talks about not hanging on too tightly to things to the point where we're restricting ourselves and our growth. Yeah, okay, this says being too frivolous or too cautious with money. Again, balance. It's talking about making sure that, okay, yeah, you're prioritizing the things that you need to pay for, or work on first so that you can achieve your goals. But it's talking about also not allowing your finances to be a limit on you either. And we talked about that a little bit earlier, I think, but not holding yourself back because you feel like you have limited resources financially. Again, with the Magician, start with what you have. You already have everything you need, and if it's not in the form of money, how can you create money with what you have? And with the 4 of Pentacles too, the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot shows the 4 of Pentacles as a man sitting on a chest that has pentacles, and he's also clutching pentacles against him. And it's talking about, like it says here, being too cautious of money. Don't let that limited belief ground you in a limited reality. I'm just getting, and this is something that I've researched about, I keep going back to wealth, because wealth management is something that my husband and I have been spending a lot of time focusing on over the past year or so, just making a few adjustments and stuff, really growing up. And something that I came across in my research as far as just reframing my mindset and all of that was not saying I can't afford this. It's how can I afford this? Or I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do this yet. And knowing that whatever it is that you feel limited by is not a prison, it's untapped potential. That's just what I'm getting from this. And that's not necessarily the truth. None of this is the exact meaning of these cards if you go look them up on or look in a book or anything. But this is what I'm intuitively getting. It's not not grounding yourself in that limited mindset, because when you focus on these things and you focus on all the things that you don't have instead of trying to build the reality that you want, it only attracts more lack. I don't know if you've heard the analogy of like two wolves. Whichever wolf you feed the most is going to be the strongest. It's that same thing. Like, what are you focused on all the time? Is it helping you get to where you want, or is it holding you back? And if it's holding you back, let it go. And it's not just like I'm thinking about like being too cautious and just thinking about the grips that man has on that card. He's holding on to his possessions so tightly. It's being like, don't be afraid to let go of things that just don't serve you anymore, or let it go temporarily, because it will come back to you tenfold. Okay? That's what I'm just getting. So yeah, trusting your intuition, tapping into your magic, putting yourself out there, taking a balanced approach, do everything, planning, but not procrastinating. There's only so much planning a person can do. And I feel like, of course, it's wise to look ahead and see what needs to happen next so that you can take the best course of action. But again, there's no way we're going to know everything that's going to happen for us, that's going to come to us, all the people we're going to encounter in plans change. So don't get so caught up on the planning it out 5 years and 12 months and 1 month and 2 weeks. Trust me, I've done that, and it's really just another form of self-sabotage and procrastination. Plan the next few steps, plan the week, plan your day, and just start. And then keep doing that until you have something to build off of, is what I'm getting. And look, my computer just dinged. I think that is exactly what someone needed to hear. Okay. So moving on from action, while I'm scooting these cards around, if you haven't thought of a question, go ahead and think of a question now. And if you don't have a question, just hold space and maybe ask Spirit, Universe, what it is that you need to know right now. Is there anything that you may need to know that could benefit you right now that you're not aware of yet? Yeah, I'm taking my sweet freaking time with this. Should I put this down here? I want you guys to be able to see all these, but my fault for drawing like infinity cards during this reading. I really I don't want to limit myself. I just am not for that. So maybe here's what we can do, because we're done with these anyway. Go ahead and put these like off to the side. And then move that up. There we go. And now we know for the next video that I will just probably have the decks off to the side in the first place so that we can okay. So that you guys can see everything. I want you guys to be able to see, because the imagery adds so much to the story behind the message. I I think sometimes for me, like looking at the cards, I might gain further insight than what is verbally relayed to me. And so, yeah, I want you guys to see that. And also, I think last video I read through these, but I just don't feel called to do that right now. I feel like the message that I gave to you guys was complete enough. Yeah, the only one I feel really called to read actually is well, both of these, the King of Water. This one says, open your heart and mind to those around you. Trustworthy and heartfelt advice and charity work. So I just felt called to read that one just because like it felt like it was resonating with the Three of Pentacles energy. Maybe somebody close to you can help you. I think that has come up a couple times. So yeah, like even in the oracle cards last week, it was ask for help from others. So yeah, there's clearly a need to open up and just be vulnerable with people with this water energy. Don't be afraid to be a little bit vulnerable. Of course, guard your heart, guard your mind. Use your discernment, as I mentioned before in the intro, if you watch that. But definitely, yeah, there's just a need to open up your heart chakra, your throat chakra, and let people see you. And then Two of Earth, too much going on at once. We already talked about Two of Pentacles is about balancing energies. So yeah, you need to make a decision about where your finances are going, where your energy is going. And this also says consider taking a more playful approach. And I think that definitely speaks to not grounding yourself in limited energy, not thinking things have to be this one way or no way at all. Okay, be adaptable. That's the human experience. That's the evolution. You know, that's what we all do, whether we want to or not. As the world changes around us, we have to evolve, or else we cease to exist. So I think what's something I like? Look at things with a childlike wonder. Look at all new things with a childlike wonder, or anything you experience, even if you've already experienced it before. What new can you gain from it if you've already had this experience? Look at it from the eyes of a child who is able to make things magical, make magic out of the mundane. I feel like that's something that we need to do. So guys, what's the answer to your question? Oop, I dropped some and caught them in my knees. So those are your cards. That was cool. Okay, you got another yes. This is the same card we had last week, and the same one about opening up your heart. And I just mentioned like opening up your heart and your throat chakra. So this is just another validation that is what needs to happen. Right, Meryl? Oh my gosh, look at the synchronicity. This blows my mind for real. Within the next few weeks. So if there's something that you're working on, and this is really speaking to this Knight of Swords energy, this quick moving within the next few weeks, whatever it is, it's going to happen for you soon. You just have to make a decision. Make a decision and go for it. Meditation brings answers, and listen to your intuition. Like I've been saying that the whole time, not the meditation thing, but trusting your intuition, using your own discernment, letting that inner voice guide you into the unknown, because that is where your blessings, your magic resides. And yeah, meditation, I think meditation is such a great practice. I know from personal experience that it's not like the easiest thing to do. I know you think sitting in silence is so easy, but we live in this hyper productive, crazy world where we're constantly being bombarded with information and other people's thoughts and feelings, and it can be really hard to focus. A lot of us struggle with focus for one reason or another, and so I think finding time to ground yourself, especially with all these pentacles, finding time to ground yourself, tap back into your own personal power, your own energy, and tapping into the guidance and resources around you energetically will be very beneficial. There might be something within you that you didn't know existed that will really help align you with the things that you want. So if that's not a practice that you currently have, I highly recommend it. I understand like it can be really hard to get into a space. You might feel like you're doing it wrong because you can't stop thinking, but even practicing for like 5 minutes a day just to start will get you there. That's how I started, just 5 minutes a day. Guided meditations on YouTube are also great, using solfeggio frequency guidance meditations for different like 528 hertz, 936 hertz, those kind of things will help align you and balance your chakras so that you can tap back into your personal power and energy more easily and faster, you know, when you encounter these things that make you feel like you're tied down. And yeah, it also, of course, strengthens your intuition as you tap into that energy. And I just love, like, I'm looking at, okay, this is giving King of Pentacles energy. Whoop, whoop. Here we go. 10 of Pentacles energy. This is giving spirit family, angels, here to help you on your journey, children, new life, abundance, living in this beautiful abundant space. Look at this couple, very peaceful. Like, I really want to pick up this 10 of Pentacles and just show these to you next to each other so you can kind of see, oh my gosh, there we go, like the similarities between the imagery, the happy couple, the child, just this luxurious environment, all the abundance that's waiting for you. You're gonna get it. You're gonna step onto the path of something that is going to bring you right into the lap of this very soon. And then also just wanted to bring notice to all these butterflies right here. Rebirth energy. Experiencing like a metaphorical death and being reborn into something new because you followed your inner guidance. So I think that's really important. So yeah, I feel like this reading is long as heck. Excuse me, it is. With the intro, it's going to be really freaking long. So if you don't watch the intro, that's totally okay. I would love it if you did, because I feel like it is also very insightful and hopefully will bring clarity in some ways for people. But yeah, lost my train of thought. I'm going to go over here to the Seed and Sickle deck. I'm really excited to use this, like I said earlier. So, yeah, let's just see here. I just want one last card to close out this reading, Spirit. Thank you so much. What does the collective need to know this week? Where can we go with this? What can we do to really tap into this energy? We already know we need balance, we need stability, we need to trust ourselves, we need to put ourselves out there, we need to utilize the things that are available to us to attract the things that we want. I don't know if y'all heard of that, but we have an Xbox, and I think it has some issues going on. It's used. My husband bought it from his friend, or traded his friend for it, and lately it's been coming on by itself, like, and you just hear the random like doo-doo-doo like in the background, and it just did that. So yeah, I don't know. I always take like background noises like that as just spirit saying like, yeah. Listen to that. Okay, this card just popped out for me. Bluebell. 17 too. This is an 8. Numerology wise, adding up 1 plus 7 is an 8, and then we have this infinity here. I'm trying to see, are there any more 8s? We have 17. Oh yeah, 17. There's another 8 and 17. Interesting. Okay, so again, I've never used this card. I have no idea what this is about to talk about, so I'm just gonna look it up. I'm not even I'm not even sure where to start reading this card, honestly. I mean, symbolically, it's almost like being held down by some information that you've received, perhaps, with these arrows through this book. Arrows kind of make me think about wands, and the 2 of wands is about making a choice. So maybe it's hard to make choices because you have too much conflicting information, but I really I'm not sure. So I'm going to look this up. 17. All right, Bluebell from the Dawn book. Okay. It says, previous laid plans feel like they're starting to fall apart. If you don't stop and mend them now, it's only going to cause issues further down the line. The gummy sap of the bluebell has historically been used in bookbinding and fletching. It's even a natural insecticide, providing extra protection against damage. Whatever glue you use in this situation, take the time you need to find the correct solution and set things right now, or you will end up doing the work again in the near future. Interesting. Is there any more information there? No. So for me, this is kind of going back to the Wands energy, the Magician, the duality, the Star, making the right choice, taking the time now to make plans so that you go in the right direction. And again, I want to reiterate, whatever direction you choose is the right direction for you, regardless of the outcome, because it will somehow align you with what it is that you're supposed to be doing, where you're supposed to be. But yeah, also with the message of it providing extra protection, it reminds me of what I was saying about this within the next few weeks card, and just being protected while you navigate this situation. Take the time you need to find the correct solution and set things right now, or you'll end up doing the work again in the near future. This is just giving like that listen to your intuition message heavily again, as far as not allowing other people, outside external influences, to decide for you, but letting your own heart and soul decide what's right for you, and then following that. And I said something about cycles or repeating lessons last week. If you're repeating a lesson, it's because you're not learning from it. So yeah, I think that's a great message to close this out, because it seems like there is a lot of collective work to do as far as putting ourselves out there. It's not going to be anything harder than what you've already done within your life. So don't be afraid to go through this, because you've definitely done harder things and overcome harder things, especially with all the symbology of the mountains. You've overcome a lot. It's not going to be like that. It's actually going to be quite easy for you in some aspects relative to other things that you've done, again, that have been a lot harder. So it's about harnessing this energy while it's here, while it's fresh, going with the flow, and allowing yourself to step into this without any restraint, without allowing your limiting beliefs to keep you stuck. Because you have so much available to you, and so much more that will become available to you as you step into this energy. So with that, I do feel that this reading has closed. I do feel like I'm not getting anything else from these. So I really hope that this resonated with you if you watched it. If you stuck around for the whole thing, I really appreciate your time that you have taken from your day to spend with me. And I hope that you all have a great week. I will be back next Monday with another reading for you. So yeah, thank you so much again. Have a beautiful day. I'll talk to you later. Bye.